I think it's time for our jingle. What about you?
You, as you.
Jingle it out. That's it.
I love the new jingle.
Welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy. Bill with the wonderful jingle. And of course, we may see an occasional cat. We saw our Siamese, our almost 19-year-old Siamese last week made a debut. So who knows? But I'm going to mute all. We're going to start on our backs because Kristen was on her back. If you have a brick and want to take a little release in the lower back, we always have those 3 levels to our brick. We come onto our back body, bend our knees, lift our hips, and place the brick right at the sacral bones. Feet flat, turn your palms up towards the sky. Together, let's take a full breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, gently sigh it out. We'll take 2 more like that. We sip in the inhale. All the way up to the tops of the shoulders. Open up the mouth, let it go. Please take 1 more breath in. Gentle exhalation. And then we'll seal the lips. And for the next hour, we do nasal breathing in and out through the nose. Always working on that equal inhalation and exhalation. Let's gently rock the head side to side. And see if you can draw those shoulders a little further away from the ears. We turn the palms up towards the sky. And let's just add a little twist to our wrists. Working our way down the body. If you had a brick, gently move it to the side. And we'll just windshield wiper those knees side to side. So just bend them both to one side of the mat. And just swing them side to side a few times, loosening up the hips, the abdomen. Then we'll extend the legs and we'll twist the toes in and out. Opening up those ankles in one direction, and we'll change direction. And we'll hug those knees both into our chest, wrap your arms around, and we'll start rocking that back body. 2 or 3 rocks. We'll find our way onto our hands and knees. Giving yourself the fingers spread wide directly underneath your shoulders. Let's take that left knee more in the center. We're going to lift up that right thigh and find some nice big twists. One direction. And we'll change direction here. Rooting through that left shin. Finish that last revolution and we'll take that right knee behind the left. Take the right shin to the floor. We'll take a gaze over towards that right heel as we fan those right ribs wide. And we'll take that right knee now into the center of our mat. That left knee reaches high and we'll find some circles on the other side. Rooting through that right shin. Swallow a few times, we'll change direction. And you finish that last revolution, take that left knee behind the right. Now that left shin to the floor, gaze towards that left heel, fan those left ribs wide. And we'll uncross the legs, open up the knees wide, hips towards your heels and find your way into a child's pose. So starting with the quote this morning, let's stop treating each other like machines. It's okay if someone does not immediately respond to your email. Do not expect quick replies to every text message. The internet and social media have sharply increased the demands of your personal energy. Be a human. Take your time. Part of what we're exploring in our practice is taking that personal time for yourself. So please take one more breath in here. Let's let it go completely. And we'll slowly shift all the way onto our bellies into our Sphinx position. So our elbows are directly underneath our shoulders. Our fingers are spread wide. You have that small lift of the chest. Feel those toenails and bring your chin towards your chest. And like a pendulum, we're just bring the chin towards the right shoulder. And then swing the pendulum to the opposite side. Couple more times here. The belly's nice and soft. The back of the neck is lengthening. We'll go to one more side, each side one more time. To the right, to the left. We come back to center. Lower your forehead all the way to the floor. Fingers in line with your chest. And we'll just press back up onto our knees. Lift those sits bones. And find our way into our downward dog. So please pedal out those feet. Opening up the arches and really warming up the calves as we draw the opposite heel to the floor. So just alternating, enjoying that breath. And then for these next few breaths, finding stillness in our downward dog. Again, shake out that head. Steady breathing. And then we're just going to bend our knees and work into our hip creases. So really hovering those shins above the earth. You're opening up the arches, then lift up those sits bones, downward dog. We'll do that 3 more times. So we'll take a deep bend in those knees and that hip creases, opening up that lower back, lift the sits bones, draw those heels down. 2 more times. Deep bend in the knees, beautiful long spine, opening up those armpits. We lift those sits bones, heels down, and 1 more time. We lift, we bend, we open, settle into our downward dog, and keeping your hands where they are. We'll walk our feet to the heel of our hands. Give yourself hips distance with those feet, spread your toes wide. And we'll interlace the hands behind the back of our head. Open up those elbows. Let's everyone bend those knees a little more, taking more weight into the balls of the feet. So for these next few breaths, just allow the spine and gravity to lengthen, open, and then a gentle twist to the head, side to side. Lick your lips, swallow. And we'll release the finger pads to the floor, heel toe those feet together. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Open up those collarbones. Beautiful crown of the head to the floor. Exhale, let it go. 3 more like that. We breathe in, lift. Soften on the exhale as we release and let go. Last 2. Open up those collarbones, engage the core. Fold forward on the exhalation, let the head go. Last one here. Halfway lift. Crown of the head towards the floor. Then full breath in. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. And we'll take a slight back bend. Open up that heart. And swan dive forward. Take your time. We find that halfway lift. Step into our high plank. And from here, just find your downward dog. Lift those sits bones, eyes towards the back of the mat. The right leg lifts. On an inhale, take the knee to the nose, round that back body. Exhale, extend. 3 more like that on that side. We take the knee to the nose, warming up the core. Exhale, pressing through the toes. Last 2, inhale. Exhale, extend. Last one, knee to nose, look between your hands. Take the right foot to the floor, left knee down, and hands outside the foot. So We're melting into the hips. We're lifting our heart. Now we'll draw those hips back, flex those right toes. Deep bend back into that right knee. Our heart lifts. And the hips pull back. We lengthen over that right thigh. Beautiful. One more time like that. We breathe in. We find that gentle lift of the heart. Engaging the core. We draw those hips back. Lengthen over that right leg. Flex those toes. And then a deep bend in that right knee. Hands to the mat. Left foot back. Step the right leg back. From high plank, we find our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Now the left leg lifts. Bend the knee. Extend that left leg. Now take the knee to the nose. The shoulders over the wrist creases. Maybe kiss that knee. Extend, press through the toes. 3 more on this side. We inhale. Warming up that core. Exhale, extend. Straightening those arms. Big breath in. Exhale, point through the toes. Last one here. Knee to the nose. Look between your hands. Step the leg forward. Right knee to the earth. Untuck the toes. And just melt into the hips, but lift your heart. Those left toes are spread wide. Nice. Now draw those hips back. Flex those left toes. Root through that right shin. Can you lengthen through the spine? 2 more like that. We bend through the left knee. Our heart lifts. Unhinge that jaw. Pull those hips back. Flex the toes. 1 more on this side. We're breathing. We're bending. We're lifting our heart. We'll draw those hips back. Bend through that left knee. Right toes tuck under. We step that left leg back through our high plank. Pause here. And we'll take some mountain climbers. So taking that right knee towards your right tricep, leg back. Just alternating here. Slow it down. More weight into the palms. Breathing. 99. Just kidding. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, getting strong. On 1, we lift those sits bones, eyes towards the back of the mat. The right leg lifts. We bend the right knee towards the knee to the nose, look between your hands and find that crescent lunge. Extend all the way up. On an exhale, we hover that left knee down. Now lengthen over that bent right knee and come all the way up. Beautiful. So the hands lower that left knee hovers. Then we extend. Use that core, come all the way up. 2 more like that. We hover. We lengthen. Use that core. Beautiful. Last one here. We hover that left knee. We lengthen through that left leg. Use that core to come all the way up. We'll bring our prayer to our heart and twist over that right knee. So that left elbow outside the right knee, you can drop that left knee to the earth. Can you take the belly off that right thigh? And then expand the hands. Right hand up towards the sky, left hand, fingers brush to the floor. Take 1 more breath here. We'll draw the palms back together, back through crescent lunge. Nice, now your vinyasa, gorgeous. Hands down, right leg back, high to low plank, cobra or up dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. The left leg lifts, bend the knee, extend the leg, step it forward into our crescent lunge. Come all the way up. Lines of energy out through the fingertips, reach through that right heel. So now we'll lower the hands down, hover that right knee. Now you extend through that right leg. Use that core, come all the way up. 3 more like that. The hands lower, the right knee hovers. We extend through that right heel. Engage that core, come all the way up. 2 more like that. Hover. extend, and lift. Last one on this side. We hover, look straight ahead, extend over the thigh, engage that core, come all the way up. Then we'll bring our prayer to our heart. We find that lift and twist. Right elbow outside that right knee. So if you've been sick, maybe take that right knee down. Exploring less is more. I see Frito's really engaged in the practice this morning. Soles of the palms connected. Maybe extend those hands. Can you take the belly off that thigh? Beautiful. One more breath here. We bring our prayer together all the way up through our crescent lunge. Hands to the mat, left leg back. Your vinyasa. So high plank to low. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our toes turned in slightly. We soften those knees. Working our way gradually up the body. We lift through those sits bones. Open up those shoulders. Maybe straighten a little more through those elbows and rooting through those palms. Please take one more breath in. We exhale the air completely. Bend those knees, look forward. That deep crease in those hips. We step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. We fold forward and rise. Our heart lifts. We take a slight back bend. Oh, and swan dive forward. Take your time. Crown of the head towards the floor. Halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. From high plank to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. The right leg lifts. We take the knee to the nose. Shift the weight forward. Extend through the toes. Then step that right leg forward into an easy twist. The right hand reaches up towards the sky. So the right foot is rooted, the right knee is tracking right over the ankle. We're going to engage our core coming into that high twisted lunge. We show our jazz hands. Nice, we twist our hands to the front and find our way into warrior two. Drop into those hips. Track that right knee over the right ankle. Steady breathing here. Soften those shoulders, sit a little deeper. Now hands to the mat. The right leg back. High plank to low. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Other side, the left leg lifts. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Take the knee to the nose. Let's extend. And then step it forward into easy twist on the other side. The left hand reaches up towards the sky. So pause here, sit a little deeper into those thighs. That left foot is rooting. We'll use the core to come all the way up. So notice if you're leaning forward, we have a beautiful tall spine. We soften those shoulders, turn your palms towards the side. Maybe show us your jazz hands. Now we twist to the front. We twist to the other side of the mat into warrior two. Drop into those hips a little deeper. Feel the outer edge of that right foot. That left knee tracks over the left ankle. Soft eye gaze over the left hand. Now hands to the mat. Left leg back. High plank to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. Shake out that head. The right leg lifts. Take the knee to the nose and step it forward. We'll find that easy twist again. Right hand up towards the sky. Engage that core. We come all the way up into that twisted high lunge. We take our hands towards the front. Back into warrior two. Now reverse the warrior. Those right ribs fan wide as that right knee tracks forward. Now we'll take the forearm on the thigh, left arm up and over. Moving between those postures, We inhale, extend that arm, fan those ribs. And then we take the forearm and the thigh, left arm up and over. 3 more like that. Breathing and opening, softening and extending. Last 2, full breath in. Some noises coming from the back. Forearm on the floor, left hand over. Last one here, we breathe in, we open, release. Now pause, forearm on the floor, left arm up and over. So we've done this before. We'll take that right hand off the thigh like a pendulum. Just let it swing. Now we'll lift that imaginary ball. We're holding that beach ball here for 3. It came so strong for 2. On 1, we blossom open. Now hands to the mat. Right leg back. High plank to low plank. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Coming to the other side, the left leg lifts. Bend the knee to the nose. Shift that leg forward into that easy twist. Left hand up towards the sky. So fan the right fingers, fan the left fingers, reach through that right heel. We'll engage that core, come all the way up. So look, eyes eye level. We spin to the front of the mat. We twist to the back. Now reverse. Maybe take that right hand into that left hip crease. So sit a little deeper. Fan those ribs a little wider as that left hand comes up and over. So moving between those postures, we pass through warrior 2, take the forearm on the thigh, right arm up and over. Beautiful, we're breathing. We're opening through that reverse warrior. We pass through warrior 2, forearm on thigh. That gorgeous light of energy. Let's take 3 more. Moving with our breath, just opening up the body. Softening, releasing, finding that gorgeous extension. This last one here, we fan those ribs wide. We'll take the forearm on the thigh, right arm up and over. We have that stability of our feet. We take the forearm off the thigh and let that arm just pendulum movement side to side. Now we lift that imaginary beach ball. We're breathing here for 3, for 2, on 1, we blossom open, hands to the floor, nice work. Left leg back, high to low, a cobra or up dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. We shift into our high plank, spin our heels to the left for Vashisthasana. I'm gonna modify by taking that left knee down, and we'll take that right hand up towards the sky. We bump up those hips. And just like we explored from the warrior 2, to lengthen that right leg, the right hand up and over, and maybe lift that top leg. We're breathing here for 3, for 2, on 1, hands to the floor. We pause through our high plank and come into downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Now we find our way back into our high plank, engage that core, spin your heels in the opposite direction. I'm dropping my right knee to modify, left hand up towards the sky. So notice what's connected to the floor. You're rooting possibly through that right shin if you're modifying. Otherwise, you're balancing that right hand directly underneath the shoulder. Now let's extend the left hand. Maybe elevate if you modify that top leg, or if you're in full Vashisthasana, finding that balance for 3. You're breathing for 2. Lift everything for 1. Watch the hand come to the floor. We pass through high plank, nice, to low plank. A cobra or up dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. Finding the stillness in this posture, our resting posture. Please take 2 more breaths here. Final full inhale. We let that go, bend the knees, look forward, deep crease in those hips. We step or hop to the top, halfway lift, a deep fold forward as we find our way into our chair and extend those arms. Palms facing towards one another. Palm wave right here. Let's lift those hands a little higher, sit a little deeper, look straight ahead. We look at all 10 toes, squeeze those thighs together. We're gonna lift those heels as high as we can, look straight ahead. Balancing here, opening up those heels, those arches, tops of the feet. 2 more breaths. Squeeze those knees together. If you fall out, it's okay. Now drop those the heels, hands to heart center as we fold. Beautiful work. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Toes into that center plane. The right leg lifts. We take the knee to the nose. Extend, point through those toes. Now take the knee to the right shoulder. Let's kick that foot back. We cross it over to the left elbow. We extend. Now step it forward into crescent lunge. Extend the arms up towards the sky. We'll bring our prayer to our heart, pushing off that back leg into our Virabhadrasana 3. So finding that balance as we lift that left leg the height of our hips. Let's everyone extend those arms. Lift the heart. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. Find that stillness. Now bring your prayer back to your heart. We'll extend that left leg to the back of the mat through that crescent lunge. Your vinyasa, beautiful. Take your time. Those vinyasas are always optional. You can just meet us in downward dog if you're low in energy. Child's pose is your friend at any time. So we take those big toes into the center plane. The left leg extends. We take the knee to the nose. Extend through those toes. Take the knee to the left tricep or elbow. Shift that weight forward, then extend. We crisscross to the opposite elbow. We lengthen through the toes. Now lightly step it into that crescent lunge. Use that core. We've engaged that throughout the practice. Now we bring our prayer to our heart. We'll push off that back leg. Virabhadrasana 3, our warrior 3. Our hips are level. Those left toes are spread wide. Look straight ahead. Don't look down. Now maybe extend those arms. Lift the heart. Lift that right leg a little higher. Look straight ahead. Don't look down. We'll bring our prayer to our heart. Now step that right leg back through our crescent lunge. Nice. Hands to heart center as we step that left leg back. High plank to low. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Now just drop those knees to the earth. Take that left hand in the center of the mat. Right hand lifts. And let's thread that needle. Take that right ear to the mat. Find the finger pads of the left hand. Maybe walk them up to the corner. Now energetically press your shins to the mat. They may not connect, but we're opening up the tops of the feet. We're engaging that core, finding that stability. Where's the breath here? Can you send it all the way to the belly? Rhythmic breathing. Lick your lips. 1 more breath here. We finish that exhalation, extend that right hand high. Gorgeous. Now we'll just lower it down. Taking the other side. The left hand lifts. Let's thread the needle on the other side. Take that left ear down. Walk the right hand to the upper corner. Finding your finger pads. Swallow, slow everything down. Relax your jaw. One more breath here. Finish that exhale. We extend that left hand high. And we'll find our way back into our child's pose. So a couple of options, finding that traditional child's pose, or if we take those knees together in that embryo posture, forehead to the floor. So first half the class is finished, just let it all go. Taking that body scan, maybe move the forehead side to side. Feel the breath on the back body. 2 more breaths here. Final full inhale. Let that go. We shift onto our hands and knees, lift those sits bones, pass through our downward dog. Now walk our hands back towards our toes, at least hips distance, fingers around those big toes as we lift our heart and find that length, engage that core, then elbows to the side, shake out that head, taking weight into the balls of the feet. We want to open up those hamstrings, warming up that lower back. We bend those knees as much as we need to. So over time, the backs of the legs open up more, but we practice patience. So we have everything in our yoga practice. We're not adding anything to it. We're taking away those habitual patterns, the ways we move into our car, those emotions that we build up on our body. So we're removing them from the class. Let's find that halfway lift. Beautiful. Now we'll slide those hands underneath the feet or explore maybe a deeper posture, taking those hands behind the calves, finding the wrist creases, finger pads, elbows. Again, shake out that head. Swallow. Soften through the toes. We'll release the hands. We spin those toes out so we can come all the way down into our squat. So the heels may not reach the floor, it's okay. And maybe inviting your hands to your heart. So we're gonna root to rise 5 times. So from this squat position, we inhale, extend, and then slowly come all the way down. Bring your hands to your heart. We breathe in, we lift. Open, expand. 3 more. Root to rise. We ride that breath down. 2 more. Inhale, expand. 1 more here. We root to rise and just release the hands down to twist. You didn't see that gorgeous full moon last night or tonight, go howl at it. The pink moon for 3, for 2, and 1. We expand those fingers, move that energy, and just heel toe those feet together into the chair. So the fingers brush the floor, the arms reach up. You know where we're going, to our eagle. So right elbow underneath left. Use that core, lift the right thigh up, over, maybe wrap the foot behind the calf. We spin those knees in. We sit a little deeper. Now we lift those elbows a little higher as we press the forearms away from the face. That core is engaged. 2 more breaths here. Squeeze those thighs. Can you sit 2 inches further down? Then we'll release everything. A full breath in. We bring our prayer to our heart and find our chair position again. The fingers brush, the arms lift. Squeeze those knees together, engage that core. Now left elbow under right. Wrap those arms around. The right foot roots, the left thigh lifts. Up, over, maybe wrap those toes behind the calves. Notice where those knees are going. We want to spin them forward. Now lift those elbows a little higher. Soften those shoulders. They're drawing back into the sockets as we press the forearms away from the face. So those eyes are always eye level. Can you sit a little taller? Maybe squeeze those thighs together as you sink into that right thigh.
Siamese alert.
Siamese alert. Here he comes. Not bad, looking at 19.
Yeah, that's fine.
Beautiful. We'll release everything. Full breath in. Now we synchronize that movement into eagle. Right elbow under, right thigh up and over. So settling in, moving, tracking that right knee into the center. So we unfurl that right thigh, spin the toes behind you. Nice. And we'll wrap it up. Settle into that posture. We're going to take that one more time. You can stay in this posture, finding that balance, or unwrap that right leg. Find your way through Virabhadrasana 3. Nice. We'll take that wrap, pause, settle in, and we'll release everything. Full breath in, and in one movement, left elbow under, left thigh up and over. So what direction are those knees going? You want to spin them directly ahead. Floating ribs are drawn back in. You stay here or explore unwrapping that top thigh, passing through Virabhadrasana 3. So finding that T position with the body. Use that core. We lift the thigh up and over, settle in, or just pause right where you are. One more time. The left thigh lifts. Hips are level, left thigh lifts the height of our hips. Nice. We pass back through eagle, and we release everything. Nice work. Full breath in. We'll bring our prayer to our heart center, Samastitihi. Pause and breathe. So give yourself hips distance with your feet. We'll release the hands alongside the body and lift the arms up and over. So the right hand is reaching for the left wrist. So extend the arms up and over. I take a slight bend in my knees and we'll just lift up into the right. Relax your jaw, maybe bring your chin towards the shoulder. Some gentle head movement. Then we blossom open and we'll come to the other side. Full breath in. Left hand reaches for the right wrist. We find that length through the arms, slight bend in the knees, up and over. And maybe bring your chin towards the shoulder. We come back to center, release the hands, and let's take a vinyasa, a full breath in. As we melt forward, we find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low plank, cobra or up dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Those toes into that center line, the right leg lifts, we bend the knee, stack those hips. Now staying here or finding your way into wild thing. So the right foot comes to the floor, both feet root, we lift through those hip points and take that right hand up and over. Opening up the front of the body, our throat is soft, our breath is steady. Lift those hips higher, root through the feet. Now we'll watch that right hand as it comes to the floor. We find our way back through downward dog, pause and breathe here. Other side. Now the left leg lifts, we bend the knee, stack the hips, you stay right here, or flip your dog. Left foot to the floor, feet root. We lift our hips and then take that left hand up and over. So the feet are doing the majority of the work. That right hand's under the right shoulder, keeping the body safe. Now let's lift the front body 2 more inches. Maybe take that left hand a little further up and over. We're breathing for 3, 2, on 1. That left hand comes to the floor. We step through our downward dog. And let's drop onto our knees. One more child's pose. Hips back, extend those arms. We'll just take a breath in here. We let it go. Setting up for our dolphin. So rooting through our forearms, we have the 2 hand positions. You can interlace your fingers or keep your hands flat. Those elbows have that tendency to blossom open, so keep this posture safe. We tuck our toes under, we lift our hips, look straight at the back of your mat and walk those toes towards your elbows. Really a beautiful shoulder strengthener here. Those shoulders over those elbows. You can stay here or lift a leg up towards the sky. Finding that balance. Back of the neck lengthens, your eyes are bright. We'll lower that right leg down if you lifted it, and maybe change sides. The left leg lifts. The majority of your weight is in your forearms. Shoulders doing the work, your core is engaged. We'll lower that left leg down. Walk your feet back into that forearm plank. Breathing here. So notice if those hips are up, you have that beautiful line of energy. Breathing here for 3, 2, and on 1. Again, we'll pass through child's pose or embryo pose with those knees together. If you've been under the weather, take it easy. Connecting with that breath, you're still practicing yoga. We'll take one more. So same setup for dolphin, maybe explore the other version. Our shoulder strengthener here in this posture. We come to the balls of our feet. We walk our toes till we find that resistance again. Maybe you find you can come a little further. Let go of the tension in the head and the neck. You look at the back of your mat. You stay here, root through those forearms. Maybe take it into a forearm balance or extend the right leg up. Working with the balance, maybe push off that left leg. And we'll lower that right leg down. Change legs if you wish. Where is the weight? Those forearms are doing the work. The shoulders are safe right over those elbows. Maybe explore some little hops. Now let's lower that left leg down. One more, forearm, high plank. Find that breath. No hips high. Engage that core. Thighs are lifted. We're breathing. How you doing there?
Just fine.
Beautiful. For 3, for 2, and on 1. Come all the way down to the belly. Release those arms alongside the body. Take the left ear to the floor. Full breath in. Just side out. Ah. One more. We breathe in. Ah. We'll take the opposite ear to the mat. Lick your lips. Swallow a few times. Notice what's connected to the floor. So let's bend those knees, windshield wiper those feet side to side. Then finding our way into Shalabhasana. We lower the feet down to the floor using a strap, grabbing hold of a strap behind the body, or we interlace those fingers behind the back body. Start by rooting the tops of the feet and just peel the chest off the floor. Those fingers are reaching towards those heels. You may not lift very high, it doesn't matter. We're breathing. And we'll lower the left ear to the mat. You can release the hands. Full breath in and let it go. Second Shalabhasana, same setup. If you interlace your fingers, put the uncomfortable thumb on top. We take a full breath in and lift the heart. We peel the chest off the mat. My feet are still rooted. Now take the thighs off the floor. So moving in this posture, we lift our heart, we lift our thighs. We sip in a little more breath, lift the heart and the thighs, and we lower all the way down. Take the opposite here to the floor. I don't know what happened here. Bug, do you know what happened?
I don't know what's happened. What are you talking? Everyone's there though.
I know. I don't know what's going on with the pot. I don't know if they, can you see us? You can see us. Okay. I don't know what happened, but you can see us. Good. So we come all the way down to the floor. We bend our knees. We lost our video. We'll wrap your hands around your ankles. Now hug those knees in. Take the forehead back on the floor. We let it all go. And on an inhale, just like we explored in that posture, we sip in the breath, we lift our heart, we take our thighs off the floor. We breathe in, lift our heart, lift those thighs. One more, heart lifts, thighs lift, toes point, you can lower down. Take an ear to the mat and just windshield wiper those feet side to side. So the back is warmed up. Now we'll roll onto our back body. Hug those knees into your chest. And we'll take those feet flat on the floor. So exploring 3 bridges or wheels this morning. We'll synchronize the first bridge. So we'll feet and palms flat on the floor. On the inhale, we lift our hips, the arms reach up overhead. We synchronize the hands as the back body connects with the floor. 3 more, we breathe in and lift, expand, soften, lower down. Last 2, inhale, breathe in, touch a Siamese cat.
Oh, hi.
Exhale, soften, lower down. Last one here, finding that bridge. Feet root, sits bones lift, back of the hands touch. And we synchronize, we ride that whole breath down as we take our knees in, walk your feet out to the floor and take those hands on the belly. So lick your lips, clean your teeth. Shake your head side to side. Bridge number 2. So we open up those knees, feet still parallel. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Now we're going to lift our hips, finding that bridge. Stay supported, or we extend that leg up and find the figure 4. So taking the ankle on the left thigh, supporting that back body. Left foot is rooted. Lift those hip points a little higher. And we'll lower that right leg down. If you explored that posture, maybe readjust your hands underneath your hips. The right foot is really rooting. The left leg lifts. You can cross your ankle, open up that knee, unhinge that jaw, breathe here. And we'll lower that left leg down and come all the way down. Again, walk those feet out to the width of your mat, those knees kiss in. Now we'll take our hands on our heart center. We whisper gratitude into this heart space, whatever comes right to the surface. Got a beautiful day here in Mill Valley. And we'll take our final bridge or full wheel. So those knees open wide. Same setup. You can take either of those versions or lift those hip points for more of a static bridge or come into full wheel. So I'm going to stay here in bridge, but exploring how I can get a little further into this posture, supporting those hands underneath our hips. Maybe explore taking those heels off the floor. And from that higher hip point, keep those hips where they are and just allow those heels to slowly work their way down. Breathe here. And slowly take that back body to the mat. Soles of our feet together, a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Slow everything down. Opening up your ears. Feeling anything that's touching the skin, your clothing, the temperature of the air around you, maybe a breeze, Frito. Quick body scan. Nice, we'll take our hands outside those knees, squeeze those knees together. We're going to lift those knees and our shins so they're parallel towards one another. Interlace the hands behind the back body and we'll find our bicycle. Just alternating elbow outside the knee, pressing through the heel, exploring straight legs. We've got 20 more seconds. Finding that breath. Last 10 here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We hug those knees in. And we'll cactus those hands out to the side. We drop our knees to the right. And take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. And maybe unbend those legs so the toes are reaching up towards the right side of your mat. Feel that IT band stretch on the, and the stretch on the outer left hip. Breath is steady. We take a bend in those knees, pass those knees through center, and we'll take them in the opposite direction. So the knees to the left side of the mat. Take your gaze over the opposite shoulder. And stay here or maybe unbend those knees. And we'll take those knees back to center. We rock backwards and forwards a few times. We sit into that staff position. And we'll take a bend in that right knee. So we're finding those sit bones, a nice tall spine. Try not to lean over. The left hand lifts. Take it, the left elbow outside the right knee as we twist over the shoulder. Staying here or slide that left hand in that triangle position. Maybe wrap the arm around, finding that twist. Or maybe extend that right leg up towards the sky. 2 more breaths. And coming back through center, we'll extend that right leg, shake out those legs. We'll take a full breath in and a deep forward fold between sides. Forehead to the tops of your legs. Breathe into that back body. And we'll lift our heart, a bend in the left knee. Find those sit bones, the right hand lifts. We take the right elbow outside that left knee as we twist over the shoulder. So flexing through the right foot, a beautiful tall spine. Working on the bind, maybe take that left hand behind and maybe extend that left leg. Breathing here. We'll come back through center, extend that left leg, find those sit bones. 1 more full breath in and a deep forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Shake out the head. And lifting your heart, we'll find a long diamond position. So taking the soles of your feet together, the nice slight bend in those knees, a nice tall spine, stay here. Or again, you're reaching your heart towards the front of your mat. Those elbows are gently coaxing the knees open. And then final forward fold, last time. From those hip creases, slight bend in the knees, we lift our heart and fold over those thighs. Relax the face. We'll slowly come all the way up. We're going to take a 1-minute inversion. So you can take your legs up the wall. If you have a brick, you can take the brick between your ankles or just lift those legs up towards the sky. So just allowing the body to do a natural inversion right here of letting all of the fluid, blood, just draining from the ankles, the feet. Feel the back body heavy. Feel the bones, the muscles. That rhythmic breathing. Last 30 seconds here with this inversion. What are you holding on to?
My back.
That wasn't a question to answer. We'll take 2 more breaths here in this inversion. Final full inhale. Let that go. And if your legs are up a wall or just up towards the sky, we'll hug those knees into our chest. And wrap your arms, feel the opposite elbows. And forehead towards our knees. And curling up to the side of the mat. And we'll find our way to a comfortable seated position. Eyes soft or closed. Nice tall spine, inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center. And that quote from the beginning of class, let's stop treating each other like machines. It's okay if someone does not immediately respond to your email. Do not expect quick replies to every text message. The internet and social media have sharply increased the demands on your personal energy. Be a human. Take your time. So inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center as we open up our ears for a short tune from Bill.
Oh.
The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Make it a magical day, and namaste.
I was gonna get cut off there, but.
Thanks, everyone. We had to give Bill a little play time. We don't know what happened to our video. We don't see our video, but we see you.